Hello, this is the Young Achievers Network. I am Afol L. Banson and welcome to today's podcast. Today we are discussing the topic coming out of a crisis. Coming out of a crisis. Our previous discussion was on crisis management. If you cannot manage yourself in a crisis, then you cannot come out of a crisis. Before you can come out of a crisis, you should be able to manage yourself in the crisis. As we defined last time, a crisis is an event or a situation over which you have no control. And all of us have gone through times of crisis in our lives. The recent pandemic, the coronavirus, has been a crisis for many people around the world. And there are those who have been able to come out of that crisis and have been able to use that crisis to their advantage. There are others who have also become a victim of this crisis. So it tells us that in every crisis, you can either be a victor over the crisis or a victim of the crisis. Let's discuss how we can understand a crisis. Because if you can understand a crisis and what its purpose is, we can take advantage of the crisis and make the most of it. Number one, a crisis is a time for growth and development. Whenever we are faced with a crisis, it is an opportunity for growth and development. As human beings, one of the fastest ways that we grow is when we are faced with a crisis. Some people grow tremendously during a crisis time because it compels them to adapt, to find new ways of doing things, to find better ways of doing things, to be creative, to be innovative, and to enhance their mental abilities. During the coronavirus pandemic, people found out that they could work better at home than going to work. Some businesses realized that it was better for them to have 4 working days, 10 hours each, than to have 5 working days, 8 hours each. And that helped their workers and it increased their productivity. So crisis is a time for growth and development. I don't know what you are going through. It could be a financial crisis, a marital crisis, an educational crisis, a business crisis, a national crisis. I don't know what you are going through, and I don't know how painful it is for you. But what I can say is that it is a time for you to grow and develop and become a better, stronger, wiser, smarter person so that you can take advantage of the situation. Secondly, a crisis is a time for creativity. When you are faced with a crisis, it is an opportunity for you to be creative, to use your creative powers, your innovative powers, to come up with new ways of doing things. And when you are able to do that, you become, as it were, a leader in your field. You become a shining star. You become an example that others can follow. Many companies have been started when there was a crisis, when there were economic difficulties. There are many people who started their businesses when they were going through a crisis, a financial crisis, and they were just sick and tired of it, so they started their own business. I am one of those people. When I started Classic Piano Academy, I was not in a financially strong place. So I took the risk and started my business because I realized that I could earn more, and I became creative in what I was doing in my advertisement and in my marketing. Number 3, crisis is a time of opportunity. When you are going through a crisis, many opportunities surround the crisis, but oftentimes we complain about the difficulties and the challenges of the crisis that we fail to see the opportunities. It is important that we keep our eyes peeled and sharp so that we can see the opportunities that abound during times of crisis. Number 4, in every crisis, you are always in charge of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Never forget this. In every crisis, you are always in charge of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. And if you can control your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, you will come out of the crisis. Now let's briefly look at how to come out of a crisis. First of all, you need to have faith in God. Why is it important to have faith in God? Because God will always create an opportunity for you to come out of a crisis. The love of God for humanity is so unsearchable. There is not a single person in this world who is going through a crisis that God will not give an opportunity for that person to come out of the crisis. In the television series, The Game of Thrones, there was a perceived siege or a coming siege against King's Landing. And one of the soldiers of the king's hand, the one who carries out the king's orders, had every thief arrested. And when he was questioned by the king's hand why he has arrested all the thieves, he said, during a crisis, during a siege, all the thieves steal all the food. They steal the food and hide it. And during the siege, when people are hungry, when the rich have no food, they will sell expensive things, clothing, jewelry, just for a bag of potatoes, just for some wheat or barley, just for some wine. And if the siege lasts long enough, by the time the siege is over, these thieves are now the richest in the land. That is why he has arrested all the thieves. You see, every crisis has opportunities hidden within it. And so God, knowing that every situation will bring its own challenges, he hides opportunities within the situation. And if you have faith in God that God will bring you out of the crisis, or God will give you an idea to come out of the crisis, it is easy for you to look out for the opportunities. It is easy for you to believe that there is a higher power watching you, and that higher power is looking out for your good. As Tony Robbins said, everything is happening for you, not to you. Things are happening for your good, not for your evil. You just happen to see things from an evil point of view. That's why you think everything is happening for your evil. Secondly, have confidence in yourself. You are not a loser. Just because you fell on hard times does not mean you are a loser. Just because you fell on difficult times does not mean you are a failure. You need to have confidence in yourself. You are capable of coming out of the crisis. You have what it takes. You have the wisdom that you need. You have the intelligence that you need. You have the understanding that you need. All you need to do is to use these keys and these strategies to your advantage. Have confidence in yourself that you can come out of the crisis. Believe in yourself. If you cannot believe in yourself, it will be difficult for you to come out of a crisis. So you should be able to believe in yourself. Always trust in your ability to move forward. Trust in your ability to succeed. If you can trust in your ability to succeed, you will find a way. You are not stupid. You may have made stupid decisions, but you are not stupid. You may have made unintelligent choices, but you are not an unintelligent person. You are smart, you are wonderful, you are wise, you are capable. So rise up and come out of your crisis. Come out of your difficulty. There is a way out. Number 3, see things differently. The way you see things will determine how you approach things. If you see that things are working well for your behalf, you will find a way out. you will realize that there are many opportunities. So see things differently. Ask yourself, what is it that I am not seeing? Ask yourself, if I were a billionaire, how would I view this opportunity? How would I view this situation? Ask yourself, if this crisis were an opportunity for me to rise to the next level of my life, how would I see it? When you ask such quality questions, you will be able to see things differently and find quality answers. So ask yourself, if this crisis was working in my favor, how would I approach it? If this crisis was an opportunity for me to rise to a higher level, how would I approach it? If I were a billionaire, how would I approach this crisis? Number 4, work in the middle of the crisis. Crisis time is not lazy time. You must work, find something to do. You may have lost your job and you have lost your livelihood, but you have not lost your life. You can find work to do. Sometimes the work you must find to do is not the ideal work you want to do. And so you must find work with your own hands. And whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. It is the beginning. Start from there and move forward. There was a young man I watched, Norway's Got Talent. He's a pianist, and most of the day he spends his time selling photocopy machines with his boss. And when he gets home, he practices on the piano. His dream was to become a pianist, a concert pianist. He's a brilliant pianist, but the opportunity has not come. So he took up the work of selling photocopy machines just to make ends meet, to put food on the table, and to use the remainder to invest in his skill. When he attended Norway's Got Talent, he wowed the judges, and one of the judges vowed to make his dream become a reality. If he had sat down and said he was not going to look for work, he may not have found that opportunity, because as a matter of fact, it was his boss who encouraged him to go on the talent show. Maybe if he was not working for his boss, he would not have received any encouragement to go on the talent show. So no matter how tough things are, work in the middle of the crisis. Work gives you a sense of focus. Work makes a man out of you. Number 5, look for opportunities to serve your community. In the middle of a crisis, look for opportunities to help other people. Sometimes your opportunity to serve other people is what creates the job you are looking for, the business you are looking for, the steps to the next level you are looking for. So look for opportunities to serve your community. 6, look for ways to show empathy, to step in the shoes of others and help them, to look at things from other people's point of view. Look at the crisis and ask yourself, how is such and such person viewing this crisis? How is such and such person in this position viewing this crisis? How is such and such a person viewing this crisis? And look at things from that point of view. Put yourself in the shoes of others, and it will help you see things differently. Number 7, steady human needs. What do humans need in times of crisis? Some might need food, some might need education, some might need a job. The human needs are many. So look for the human needs. During the pandemic, people found the need for masks. So quickly, they entered into the business of selling nose masks, some face shields, some hand sanitizers, and they made a lot of money. So look at human needs, steady human needs. Right now, look at the human needs and steady it. People who are selling computers are now making a lot of money, especially laptops, because of remote working. Look at human needs and you will find opportunities. Number 8, develop a solid idea. Once you have developed a variety of ideas, look at one idea that you know is solid and develop it. You might look at the other ideas and implement it intermittently to make ends meet, but develop one solid idea that you are going to pursue in the long term. And as you develop this idea, look at all the other subsidiary ideas, the sub-ideas that are coming out of that idea. And as you look at those, develop them, and you realize that you have a plethora of ideas that you can implement to bring you out of the crisis and to increase the quality or to improve the quality of your life. Finally, look at new areas outside your field. You might be a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, a pastor. You might be a student. Look at other areas outside your current field. What other thing can you get into? What can you do? And so, as you look at these areas, you will discover that there are wonderful opportunities. In closing, I want to say that every crisis is an opportunity for you to rise to another level. Every crisis is an opportunity for you to become a better version of you. What you have to do is see things differently. Have faith in God and trust in your confidence and intelligence to bring you out. This has been Aful Elbanson. On your way out, please like this video and comment below. Share with us your thoughts and opinions. Share this video with your friends. Smash the like button, smash the subscription button, and click on the notification bell as you subscribe. Thank you very much. This has been Aful Elbanson, the Young Achievers Network. Sayonara.